Welcome back to Roaming with Restless Women. Today I have a special guest, Jayne Sanders. Jayne describes herself as a past corporate brat with an MBA, and I love that. She's now a master scientific hand analyst featured in Forbes. She can reveal your innate purpose, special gifts, blind spots to take action on, and more. Her clients say her work is fascinating, profound, inspiring, and freaky accurate. Today, Jayne will talk about the science behind this fascinating work, how it works, how to identify a few markings in your own hands, and will give free mini readings to anyone interested after the meeting. When not doing her purpose work, Jayne can be found out on the trail riding her beautiful chestnut quarter horse Scarlet or eating dark chocolate and sometimes both at the same time. Please help me give a very warm welcome to Jayne Sanders. Jayne, welcome. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here, Julie.
First, let's talk about your corporate rat days. What was it that you did when you started your career, and what kind of learnings have you had along the way?
I started in sales with Carnation Company, which doesn't even exist anymore. It's Nestle.
Yeah.
And got promoted into marketing. So I was in marketing for several years. Didn't feel a fit with the corporate environment. Uh,
Mm.
so I left and then got into sales and marketing for an international graphics design firm. For me, mostly packaging design. We also did corporate identity and things like that.
Hmm.
So that was in both of those jobs. It was fun for a while, and then I would just kind of get bored. I just knew there was something else. So I left the um, packaging design work and became a professional speaker for the corporate world. And that lasted longer. And after I had my hand analysis, I realized why. And it was because it was closer to purpose than the other two careers, but not quite close enough. So that one too,
Okay.
after a longer period of time, I just was, you know, and actually got one of those cosmic tubifores where, the big slap up the side of the head.
Oh,
Both of my parents passed away within 3 months of each other.
oh
And
my
it was just a real
goodness.
wake up call. It was like life is just too short. And I need to figure this out and quit farting around. So,
Yeah.
because I really felt that everybody has a purpose. And
Hmm.
I didn't know what mine was. And that was the problem. So I started Googling, how do you find your life purpose? And went down a couple of paths that didn't work. And then eventually ran across a teleseminar, a headline for a teleseminar.
Uh-huh.
Mia wants to be in. Um,
Oh.
and well, there's her tail. Um, and it read, Discover Your Innate Life Purpose. And I'm like, oh man, I clicked on that so fast. And the first words I saw were hand analysis. And I was so disappointed, Julie. I just thought, oh man,
Oh.
palm reading's fun, but it's not going to give me what I need. And then
Mm.
I saw the word scientific. So
Yeah.
I really held on to that and let it appease my anal MBA skepticism, listened to the teleseminar, and I just couldn't argue with it. It made sense, and I really wanted my purpose. So I had a hand analysis done, and I mean, whoa, it was just unbelievable. It was like, oh my gosh, no wonder those things worked in my life, but those didn't. And no wonder I liked that, but I didn't like that. And no wonder I made that decision. And no wonder I should have made that decision. And it just explained everything. I have goosebumps talking about it.
Whoa.
Now, the purpose that you get is not a job description. That would be
Of
cuckoo.
course. Yeah, that would be too
But
much.
yeah, but I knew it was right. And even things I'd never thought about before, I knew was correct and accurate. And I didn't know what to do with my purpose yet, but I also believed if I took action on the information, that I would find my way.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. And after a while of um, I was like, oh my God, if I was so lit up and inspired by my hand analysis
Hmm.
before I even knew what to do with it, I want to help people feel like that. So I started
Yeah.
studying it and started doing it after my first level certification. Kept studying it. I'm as highly certified as possible. I'm a master, which is just the sheer number that I've done. And I don't know how many masters there are. There can't be more than a dozen in the world.
Wow.
Um, so, I've been doing this for 12, 13 years. Absolutely love it. It's fulfilling. It's obviously in alignment with my purpose, which is why it
Uh-huh.
feels so good. Um, so yeah, that's how I got into this, and I will always do this work. It's just too powerful for people and too fulfilling for me not to do.
So, in one sentence, tell me what you feel like your purpose is.
So I will give you the sentence that the founder of this work told me, which is a real
Okay.
short version of my full expanded purpose. And he said, I am a courageous woman of influence leading with heart. So,
Oh.
uh, the thing we have to decide for ourselves is what we're going to love and feel passionate about. But I learned the other careers, I wasn't helping people deeply enough. So,
Mm.
and then this hand analysis, goes deep with people. So that's the thing I was mostly missing was the depth of how I was helping people. We're all supposed to help
Mhm.
people in some way, and
I believe
I'm meant
that's
to
why
go,
we're here. To be honest with
yeah.
you, I found axiogenics, which is a scientific measure of value,
Mm,
and the value of things, people, ideas, systems, whatever it is, the value, and not moral value, but just sheer value to human existence. And when I
mm,
found that, then I found, oh, here is again what's missing. What was missing for me was that depth as well. So I get
mm,
it. I totally get
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I think a lot of times people go through many iterations of how do I find my purpose?
yeah.
There's tons of books written about it.
Books and workshops and
Oh, everybody thinks that there's a lightning bolt, that comes from the sky
mhm.
that all of a sudden, and it doesn't happen like that for a lot of people.
I don't think
But
it does anybody.
yeah, exactly. Well, the thing about it is that you have to be open.
Maybe.
You have to be open
Yeah.
to
Well, I
learning
kept
things.
waiting for that. I
Yeah,
kept waiting to wake
yeah,
up one morning and have an epiphany.
yeah, of
So
course. Of
yeah.
course. So what has been the most difficult challenge or experience that you've had since you've been doing this type of work in getting the word out and in encouraging people to come to you for this hand reading?
Well, the COVID certainly, because my primary marketing strategy is speaking.
Okay.
Period. I speak at
Yes.
groups. People do private events because if you have one in your own home and have at least 12 women there, you get a free one, which is several $100s of value. Um, so that was getting speaking events is the biggest challenge for me. And they have
Got
slowed
it.
down after COVID. And COVID, they were gone. So
Oh yeah.
that was really a big hit. And I still do it. I'm still looking. I just booked one this morning already for late January. So it still happens, but that's
Mm-hmm.
the biggest challenge for me is booking those speaking events. I get a lot of referrals,
Uh-huh.
um, but not enough to run, to live on. Let me put it
Right.
that way. Yeah.
Right. And so, do you have to be with somebody in person physically?
No, Julie, I
Oh,
prints. I want to show you. So,
okay.
um, this is an example. See all the detail in that?
Yes.
So
Wow.
Everything, the hands mean something. And I see more through these handprints than I can in a bare hand. Plus, this allows me to work internationally. I have clients in 12 countries.
Yeah, that was one of my questions is,
Yeah.
especially during COVID or especially, when you want to do an event,
Yeah.
how do you manage that, I guess.
Yes.
That's
Well,
great.
yeah, I send out a little, I mean, well, a 9 by 12 envelope that has instructions and ink sheets, and people take their prints and get them back to me, and then we schedule two Zoom calls. The first one an
Okay.
hour. I've already prepared the hand analysis, and so I'm just covering it with them, and it's a fire hose. I mean, it's a
Oh,
lot of
I'm sure.
means something, so we get a lot of information from fingerprints, from the ridges of your skin in your hands, um, all the different lines. I mean, the shape of your hand, how your fingers are connected. I mean, everything. So it's a lot of
Does
information.
it does
Fascinating.
it matter how old or young someone is? Because your hands change over time, don't they?
They do. They do. Excellent question. So the youngest I've done is 3. The youngest I could do is a newborn. But
Wow.
their hands are going to change. But the
Oh
big
yeah.
pieces we get from the fingerprints. So they're born with the fingerprints.
Oh yeah,
And
and they're all unique.
change, or the FBI would be in deep doo-doo, right? So, yeah, any age. Now, elderly, sometimes it's hard to see the fingerprints because of lines on their fingers or something like that. But so far, I've been able to, get the information that I needed to get.
So give me an example of the kinds of things you get from doing a reading. What insights
Yeah.
are you
So
able to share?
the main thing it's known for is your innate life purpose, how you're meant to make a difference in the world. And like I mentioned, it's not a job description, it's a description of the concept behind your ideal work. And everybody has options. Nobody is
Oh
supposed to figure
yeah,
out the one thing. Some people do. Um, but sorry, that was my cat.
it's okay.
Yeah, so everybody has options of work that will fulfill that purpose. Also, who you are at your core,
Mm,
um, special talents you may have to help you fulfill your purpose and make the difference you're meant to make. And that gives people a lot of confidence, when they learn
yeah.
where to take action to make your life even better than it already is. I just always tell people, I don't care how good your life is now. If you take action on the information that's in your hands, it will only get better.
How wonderful. So give me some
Yeah.
examples of have there been times when people uh, didn't like what they heard?
I would say there's been fewer than 5 out of
Yeah.
thousands um, that just couldn't own it.
Mm.
They just couldn't own it, so they couldn't see it in themselves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And what is there something that you see that tends to be uh, more common than not?
Yeah. Um, a lot people have a lot more creativity than they give themselves credit for. Yeah, that's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's probably the most common one that I see. And then, of course, see, everything in the hands has both a master path and a student path. You want to be
Okay.
on the master path, right? Nobody can
Oh,
be on the master path of anything 100% of the time. So we all go back and forth, even me who teaches this stuff. So the goal, though, is to be on the master path as much as possible. And people that do have a lot of creativity in their hands, the student path of that is fear of rejection. And that
yes.
always resonates with people, and it's fear of rejection can be so sneaky, and we can be so unconsciously clever about how we strategize to avoid rejection. We make decisions, we think because of A, but we really make them because of B, which is how to not get rejected.
Yeah.
So it's a real, eye-opening thing to find out. um, to know to be careful about that and watch why you're making a decision not to do something or not to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably to help you avoid feeling rejection.
Wow. Yeah, fear, rejection, that's the whole imposter syndrome that
Hmm.
comes up. Oh yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
It 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 can you give me one example of excuse me, someone that was so shocked and so, I guess, overwhelmed with what they heard that and then they went and did something amazing with it.
Um, I don't, because once I'm done, I don't know what,
Oh,
other
okay.
than somebody goes to my website, I've got gobs of testimonials, dozens and dozens,
Yeah.
because a lot of people, the ones that use the information, if somebody
Yeah.
pokes it in a drawer, something's still going to change because they've got the information in their mind. Um, so I've known people who have changed their lives, who have mended relationships, who have added something into their work that made all the difference, that have become much more confident and fulfilled in their lives. Um, I don't know, people don't usually tell me, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed. And um, no, I mean, I would say probably 30 to 40% of my clients cry, um, because they feel so seen for, the first time they've ever felt that seen. And
Yeah.
so, uh, relevant to your question, why I do a second call after they've had time to watch the recording, because you can't take it all in, you
Oh,
know, the
yeah.
and the second call is to help people, is to answer their questions and help them apply the information to their lives. So
Oh,
I rarely get any negative feedback, and I mean not even 1%.
that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's great.
Wonderful.
It's amazing work what this guy created. Amazing.
And so who created it at the beginning? Where did this come from?
Yeah, a gentleman named Richard Unger, and he spent 40 years putting this database together and analyzed over 30,000 hands. That's why it's so accurate. I mean, an FDA approved drug sometimes takes 300 people in the study.
Oh,
This,
yeah.
what is that? 1,000 times more than that? 10,000 times more?
Yeah.
30,000 hands that he analyzed. So it is very robust and very accurate. I mean, it still freaks me out, Julie, every time I do one. Like I had one yesterday, and I'm telling the woman what her purpose is. And then she told me what she did because she was on purpose, but wasn't until just a couple years ago. And
Okay.
I was like, you know, every time it just blows my mind about how accurate it is. So, and now she
Wow.
understands why she loves what she does now so much more than what she did in the past. And, kind of my story. Um,
Wow. That's
so
amazing.
yeah,
That sounds
yeah, it's
fun.
it's just
That's tremendous. So, what are the number one and two things that you tell people in order to get them ready to hear their results? You know,
they're ready. I mean,
they're ready already?
I just explain about the master and student path because that's a big deal.
Okay.
'Cause every once in a while, somebody will say, "Oh yeah, well, I'm on the master path of that now," and I have to remind them, "Watch out," because nobody can be 100%. You just can't. And
Right.
the more you take action on those student paths, the better your life gets. Even if it's already wonderful, it can get wonderfuler.
Yeah, there we go. What is the difference between, I mean, maybe it's obvious, but it would be helpful if you would just explain how you explain the master and student paths.
Well, master path feels good.
Uh-huh.
Going with the flow. The more master paths you're on, the easier it is to live in alignment with purpose. And I believe that's the only way to that deeper and more consistent joy and fulfillment that everybody wants. Student
Yeah.
paths don't feel so good. Anything that
Mm.
doesn't work in your life or makes you feel bad, there's at least one student path involved, at least one. So
Okay.
when you notice something's not going right, something's not working, you're on a student path somewhere. So look at my summer report and see where it fits and then take action there.
Got it. Okay. So your report helps people to recognize when they're not feeling good. There's
Mm,
something going on here as a student path.
yeah.
And here are my places to go for my master path. This is
Yeah.
where my purpose is. And if I'm
Yes.
not in alignment with that, I'm on a student path
You're
somewhere.
going to feel it and you will be. You'll go back and forth every day
Uh,
on big markings. I mean, there's big markings and a bunch of other smaller ones, but I tell people, I explain this is what all the master paths together is your North Star.
got it.
Aim there. And it if something isn't working in your life, then there's a student path involved. Absolutely. So just
Yeah.
try to figure out where you're on the student path. And it's easier than it sounds. You know,
Yeah, I'm sure.
listen to
Yeah.
an hour of me saying everything. And so it tells you where to go and what to stay away from.
And that's
Right?
so
So,
great.
yeah.
I already know I need to stay away from details and numbers.
And that could be in your hands. It may or may not.
It might be.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if it weren't
Yeah.
for the loathing that I have for math and
Oh,
anything, all of it just I can't even think about it without getting depressed. But where I love where I feel the best is when I am watching people interact,
hmm.
you know, um, and picking up on what happens and how they react to crisis in particular. And I think a
Oh,
lot of that comes from the reason why I loved English literature so much. I have a master's in English literature. What in the heck am I going to do with that if I don't go teach college? But what I realized is that my love of that translated into my change management work, which is what
hmm.
I do in corporations.
Yeah.
I watch people, being impacted by change, which is uncomfortable at the very least, and
Hmm.
being able to predict how they're going to react and how to help them navigate better. So it was
Perfect.
really
Yeah.
an interesting revelation that I had when I realized how the two actually fit together.
Mhm.
So,
Great. Yeah, that's
yeah.
awesome.
So we're almost at time. I'm going to ask you the three questions that I ask everybody at the end of our session.
Okay.
So if you could close your eyes just for a moment and describe to me what you see in your mind's eye when I say wise woman.
I see a woman with confidence and who believes in herself and knows how to capture self-love because that's a
Mm,
real challenge.
it is.
Um,
It is. That's
more confidence
beautiful.
you love yourself, the more wise you're going to be.
Absolutely. That's something that we need to remind everyone about, especially women
Mhm.
as they go through their lives. There are
Yeah.
times when you just need to remember, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I am who I am and I'm wonderful just like
Yep.
this.
Pretty dead gum
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, my second question. Where do you like to roam?
Well, I have a horse and I ride my horse every day. So
That's beautiful.
roaming around the parks that I ride in that have horse trails that sometimes I stay on and sometimes I don't. Yeah, and as soon as we're finished here, I'm gonna go ride my horse. Um,
Oh,
yeah, big part of my life. So yeah, I like roaming around on her. Um,
Oh, that's
yeah.
beautiful. I used to have 6 horses when I
Ah,
lived in Tennessee. Yeah, it was my daughter, and it,
oh
yeah, it's a
gosh.
long story.
Yeah.
But
Six. Gosh. I've had two at
oh,
once, and that was more than I could take care of.
well, yeah, it was interesting when she went to college and left 6 horses behind. Oh, but
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, that was
Yeah.
a lot. Okay, final question. Here we go. What makes you
Okay.
restless, but in a good way?
Restless, but in a good way. The first thing that popped into my mind is if I'm not sure the person that I just gave an analysis to is going to take action.
Yeah,
Uh, Nothing I can do about that. I mean, I can encourage and I can give the benefits, but it's up to them.
yeah,
And honestly, time I never know,
that's true.
because
Yeah,
they go. And then, like years later, I'll run into somebody and they recognize me, probably, I think, because of the purple in my
I
hair.
love it.
Um, I don't recognize people after that long, and they're like, "Oh my God, I did this and it changed my life so much." And I'm like, "Awesome." I had no idea unless they tell me. So I
But
hope that
that's
answers your question.
absolutely, absolutely. That is amazing. And thank you for that work that you do. I really,
Oh, thanks.
really, it sounds amazing, and I think that a lot of ladies are going to want to take advantage of checking you
I give
out.
them a special offer.
Yes, go ahead. Yes,
Yeah,
tell
I
us
want to give
about
your
that.
listeners a special offer. So my retail price is about average for scientific hand analysis, which if somebody goes to my website, it's $497. But for your listeners, I would like to offer $100 off that. So
Perfect.
get everything that the whole thing, it's the same thing, same deliverables. Um, yeah, and so in the show notes, there will be
Yes.
a link to the payment, or you can contact me through my website, which is purposewhisperer.com.
Yes, I love the name of your company as well. I
Oh,
love
thank
that.
you. Yeah.
All right, I'll make sure and get it in the show notes. Folks, if you are interested, please take a look at the show notes and get on there and get your hand analysis done. It sounds awesome. I probably am going to wind up doing that as well. So we'll talk to you soon. And Jane, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, Julie. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Julie Noonan here. Thank you so much for listening to Roaming with Restless Women. If you're a successful senior woman leader who would like to be on this program, please visit podcast.intuitivewisdomcoach.com. If you enjoyed this interview, please share this episode on social media and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Your thumbs ups and reviews go a long way.